Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Kenn Bosak. Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Kenn Bosak.
We're live.
Oh, hey. What's up,
What's
guys?
up?
How goes it,
Hey.
bros?
What's up? What's up?
All right, I got
Living.
I got a chat here. What's the chat? Oh, I got the Discord link. Let me copy that. I'll post that here in the chat for everybody. So here's the link to the Discord, just so it's up there. All right, bros, thanks for tuning in. How goes? I see Chili B. How are you? If you're watching on Twitter, go ahead and retweet. If you're watching it on YouTube, share it on Facebook. If you're watching it on Facebook, delete Facebook. How goes it, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I'm here with my bros at Whack-Donald's. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Obviously, starting with Meta here. How goes it, bro? Thanks for joining.
What's up? It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So I'm at you guys may have actually seen it's well, maybe not seen me, but I've done a lot of Twitter Spaces when it comes to, any of those mental health charity activities. I've been like Bro Token. I was hosting the Twitter Spaces there. I've been, so I've been around. I'm a therapist first, but I've been in crypto for like half a decade now. So at this point, like I'm a co-founder of an awesome NFT project, and that's what we're here talking about. But I mean, we're going to talk about a lot of fun things hopefully today, because the project that we've made is for fun. Like I feel like a lot of things are too serious, and it's all about the money and like can you flip it this or that or whatever. But like there's some really cool tech that came from the ERC 721 just boom, right? So why not make something fun out of that really cool tech?
We have been
So
lacking fun for sure. Everything has been about, buy low, sell high, pass it on to the next guy, but not much about having fun with those things. Yeah, unfortunately, it became about the fiat somehow in crypto during that moment in time, and I am seeing that when we start to see like bear market season approaching, people start to care more about the fun and less about the flipping. So you're definitely in a good spot. I know there's a few bros here that we cannot see, but we can hear. If you just want to introduce yourselves in no particular order, I guess ladies first, Avi.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'm Mystique, part of the Whack Donald's team. Kind of got dragged into this, but partially willingly to learn about NFTs and be about this project. I've been listening to Meta and Slurp talk crypto for, I don't know, maybe like the past 5 years, and now recently NFTs, and then helping them with this project has been really cool to learn about the space and just like crypto in general. So I'm one of the creatives on the team, so kind of the lead creative. I manage the artists. I've done some of the design, um, just helping out with the overall aesthetic of the project. So it's been an interesting experience to learn about it from a artistic perspective. So yeah, I'd love to continue to talk about that. But I love that you said kind of about the being in a bear market, that it's more fun now, because we were definitely a little worried about that, kind of entering in this like new space, kind of like, oh no, how's the project going to go? But I'm glad that you brought in that point and that perspective. I think that's encouraging.
Yeah,
So
one of my
thanks for that.
bros launched a project recently, and he was pretty concerned. Shout out to Mike Smart from Smart Digital Payments,
Hey.
masters of the Bitcoin. He's been selling out in this atmosphere, of the market. It's because he's been focusing on the fun side and not so much the flippening side. So that's why I was
Hmm.
saying like I'm seeing the sort of the proof in that when it comes to the people that are still here. As soon as you start to see a price correction of this magnitude, it shakes out all the bad actors that we really just don't kind of want in our communities. The scalpers that kind of come in, kind of ruins it for everybody. So it's good to see this balance occurring. It's sort of like blockchain is almost like a force of nature. It finds a way
Hmm.
to balance itself.
yeah, it
For
keeps
sure.
it survives no matter the storm. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you were here for like last bear market 2018, 2019, but there were a lot of really fun things that kind of came around during then. Like we had the whole master node season that was just hilarious, stupid, like high yield games basically. And then we had like one moment where we had the tendies game came out, and that was where I got hyped about things. I'm like, oh, you can make an ERC20 that's a game, and that's cool.
Yeah.
And people will be down for it, even if it is a bear market, because the people who are around are people here who are, nerds about this subject,
Right,
frankly.
exactly. Gonna play
Mhm.
with it in general just because it's their interest, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want Zlerp to now speak because this was actually his idea. So
Yeah.
please.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
okay. We got
Yeah.
we
The
got the
brains.
brains behind it. All right, how goes it,
Uh,
Slurp?
what's up? What's up? My name is Slurp. So yeah, so been in the space for quite some time, but started picking up development like 6 years ago and whatnot, and that's how I kind of got my interest in tech and really understand blockchain and crypto. So obviously that kind of blew my mind and really loved it. So never really built anything. Actually, I built a couple like news aggregators and like an ICO manager platform back in the day, but those really didn't do much. Those were just kind of test projects. But yeah, we kind of, we were looking at the whole NFT craze about a year ago, sitting on my balcony, smoking a joint, having a good time. And,
As you should.
you know, that's when ideas start brewing. And next thing you know, one thing led to another. We had the concept. It all made sense to us. And the whole, the use case of NFTs and that ownership, like it just made sense for this exact use case. So, being able to go and develop an idea and bring it to life, really cool. Glad to work. Most of this was in house with friends and everything. We did go outsource one person, but it was really cool being able to build a project with a lot of good friends and stuff, and see what we can actually build. And I'm pretty happy with what it looks like, and I'm sure we'll be able to see it shortly when Meta probably pulls it up.
Yeah, I'll pop it up now. We actually have a team of like our core team is of 8 members, and it's all people that were kind of tied to like from previous things. Like it wasn't we started this as a
Oh, it's a
passion
team of
project. Like
veterans. Like y'all
it,
have time under
we
your
each have
belt.
a role. We each have a
Mhm.
role. We've always been all anons, and that's part of it. That's we're part of
Yeah.
crypto, right? So we're hobbyist types, but we made enough money in the past year flipping NFTs. We got some good airdrops, and we said, let's take a good bet on ourselves and like let's make a project that we would want to play. What is it that we would want to enjoy, right? So we're like, screw it, like that money came out of thin air. We can afford to invest in like a good Solidity developer because what we did was we developed an extremely amazing smart contract. I'm not the tech aspect at all, so I'll have like Zlerp explain it. But okay, before we jump into any of that, like let's give you guys the preview of like what this is. So I'm gonna send a link to you, Ken. Can you run this video for everyone to watch?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Run
let's
that.
let's start there, and that's gonna help actually set the stage for actually what we're talking about, because otherwise everything's cryptic.
All right. Let me share the screen with you too, so Nathan can see it as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There we go. Zoom. We got this, right? Screen share, share sound, and
Yeah, share some sounds.
it would be this screen. Yes, I nailed it. All right. Let me make sure the audio is good. All right, here we go, bros. This is welcome to Whack-Donald's Cryptoopoly trailer. You can go ahead and search that on YouTube, give it a like with us, and here it is. what inspired that character? Your icon there is the Monopoly guy, and working at McDonald's. What happened to Monopoly? Has Hasbro fired him?
All right. So Zerb, you went to unmute. You want to talk?
I was going to
Yeah,
ask you that actually. It was a question I had in the chamber, but we segued out of it, segued right back to it, and I'm curious. Yeah, what inspired the iconic character? Which is sort of like a reminiscence of the Monopoly Man working at McDonald's.
So we're trying to have a little bit of a satire kind of play on it as well. So clearly there are maybe a little relations there, but it was just kind of all fun and games there. So. We edited it and made sure hooded him up, added some different logos, changed up his hats and everything. So we kind of rebranded him into our own character. He might resemble it, but it's just an old dude in a red hoodie, right? At the end of the day.
So we're calling him right now the mayor of Cryptopolis. So the fun part is you see him. We could do, man. Rest in peace, Cryptopia. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Okay. Missed that place. That was shitcoin heaven.
Yeah,
God, I miss Dodge fairs. Dodge fairs were awesome. But yeah, so we have him kind of, the idea is we wanted cool art. We wanted the art to kind of be, something stylistic, similar to something familiar that we know, but it's just an inspiration. It's parody, like the whole project idea, and you can read it extensively in our white paper. I can drop that link, but that's tedious and long. But the idea is, like, we saw how crazy hype the market was, the NFT market. People were going crazy about things. Like, I'm talking like last year when the Christie's auction just happened with CryptoPunks. That was that CryptoPunks went from basically like 0.1 ETH to 100 ETH in a few months. Like, people were like, why are these apes worth this much money? And like, we're talking general sentiment. Like, we're talking, CNN talking about this stuff. We're not talking about the crypto people, right? Like, they're all saying it's absurd, and you're seeing like backlash on Reddit of like, oh man, these people are stealing people's art and trying to profit on it. And like, this whole market had this like very bubbly feel, of course, right? So we wanted to kind of satire that because, Monopoly is associated with the, idea of impossible financials, right? Like, eventually there's a bank run that can happen if you're playing the game of Monopoly, right? Eventually the money runs out, and what happens? People just start making money up out of thin air, and it was originally a satire on the system, right? So we used that as inspiration, but we had other inspiration as well. You mentioned McDonald's there, right? There was the whole HBO docu series, McMillions.
Yeah, no.
Did you watch that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You want to give us a little summary for people?
Yeah. So people were working at McDonald's on the Monopoly game, and they realized that they had the RNG, the random number generator of these pieces figured out on the inside and knew right where they would be or go, and they would actually give them to family members or sell them to people, sort of like mafia style, like Broadway, or whatever, and you get Park Place, and yeah, people were sort of like in on it, sort of manipulating the outcome. So the only people who won are the people they wanted to win, and they would be splitting the money all inside. So it was like a whole scam. I think McDonald's corporate really wanted it to be like a genuine, authentic, like real game that like a real customer could win, but the employees that were in charge of it made sure that did not happen, and for a long time got away with it. A long time, and unfortunately,
it was a subcontracted security company that it actually ended up being the issue there. So with that idea, like, we wanted something, okay, blockchain, that's one of the big strengths of it. Everything's on chain. You like, if you're even running a scam, like, everyone can at least trace.
Well, this is why a homie from OpenSea is going to prison for like 40 years.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly why.
And all for like what, mid five figs? It wasn't. No, that's not worth
That's
it. You
five. Yeah,
know,
exactly. Five
that's
figures, like
and
50
it's sad.
grand or
It's
so.
sad.
He's going to prison
Wow.
for a long time, man. But it's because of
Yeah.
the immutability of the blockchain. The criminal actions are legible. You can only be as synonymous as your digital hygiene, and he didn't really care enough. He had enough wallets, but just didn't care enough. And yeah, I think that's some of the thing that actually scares a lot of the mainstream away, because institutions and enterprises are so used to being able to fudge the numbers on their books that the idea of an immutable ledger is sort of like
It
Harry Curry.
hurts.
They're
Scary.
gonna kill
It
themselves
hurts
if they do
business.
this.
It hurts business that way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not how business works. It does not work with immutability. People need to fudge numbers in order to keep the thing running. I mean, if you listen to one of Elon Musk's most famous interviews, he talks about how he had to lie to the SEC and tell them he's like, and he wasn't even lying, but he had to do that just because it's part of the game.
Hmm.
And there is that part of the game, and like I think that's what crypto really offers, is an exit from all of that system, and we're all aware of that, and we all are kind of choosing to exit it, or like at least upgrade it in our own ways. And it's very, what I love about it is it's grassroots. A lot of it, like most of the things that really kind of change the crypto sphere, is that it's grassroots, right? So that's where our contribution to the ecosystem is. So we wanted to create something where it is trustless, and you can safely say, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen when I interact with this contract. So like, if what we were creating is this experience that hopefully in one single round of this McDonald's experience, you should experience all of the ups and downs of emotions that the NFT market had gone through in a shorter time span. And you get the whole spectrum of people like, oh man, I got burned. That was a shitty man, blah, blah, blah. And there's people who hit 10 X's and they're, yeah, exuberant. And that's the idea that we wanted, is a little fun experience of that, like a little kind of carnival kind of game version of it. And it was inspired by, you know, things that are familiar to us. So to show you guys a little bit of like the gameplay and give you guys actually a
Yeah, I was
really
gonna
cool
jump
sneak
into
peek.
that. Thank you.
So that's the big thing that we're doing with you guys that we haven't done before, is an actual sneak peek of things. So let me share my screen.
All right, so everybody has to watch the video sort of like this. Like
Yeah,
you're
it's
not
a sneak
looking,
peek.
you're not looking, but you're looking.
Sneak peek.
Sort of like
Yeah.
when your cousin's getting changed and you're like, I'm not looking, bro.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
yeah, we're
Exactly.
we're gonna start with this one, and then maybe from there, depending on what people like. Also, how beautiful, and how many tabs do I have for real? Just everywhere. Just life, right? So we're actually here on
Is that
Rinkeby.
just one of many windows with many tabs? Because
Yeah, that's typically
Yes.
how my life goes, dude.
Same.
Normally it's 3 or 4 browsers.
Bro, I got
and,
4 monitors,
uh,
5 monitors with 3
oh,
browsers, so
the
yeah, I
worst.
feel you. The
I
pricing, though,
got
you
one
guys
good
have
one.
nailed that pricing. And I will mention that your menu made me very nostalgic for the tendies, because McDonald's doesn't have chicken tenders anymore. They only do the nuggies. So as soon as I saw
Yeah.
tendies, my heart was like, oh, I missed the tenders.
Yeah.
Hmm. I think you'll see with
Oh, your audio dropped
it's an
off.
Oh, your
homage.
audio might drop for a second. What was that?
But you'll see with the art, everything that we've done and included is an homage to the crypto community. So every little detail is, if you've been in the community, if you're involved in it, if you're
I'm so sorry. I don't want to
pioneer.
interrupt you.
Yeah, it
you're
gets
good
so
now,
quiet.
but your audio
no.
keeps going in and out.
Now
for
you're
some
good.
reason.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because I have my headphones were a little bit shifted. Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Okay. I was just mentioning that with the art, you'll see that everything is an homage to the crypto community. So every detail that we have included is something that I think if you've been in the community for a while, you'll relate to. You'll find it silly. You'll find it funny. It's that parody aspect. So yeah, we wanted to make this for the community, so everything there is for you guys to enjoy.
Well, can I ask
There's a
y'all a
lot
question?
of fun little
Why'd you
details.
break our hearts even in the metaverse? Because even in the metaverse, the McDonald's flurry machine is broken. Okay.
Because we are transparent. We are transparent.
Have
Come
you
on,
seen
have
that?
you?
There's like an inside investigation happening on like the machines being broken at McDonald's. Even that shit is a scam.
Yeah, apparently
it's
the company that makes it made it so that the only way to repair it is by contacting them.
Yes, and
I think that's
they're
what
the
it
only
is.
ones who know the code to enter to turn the machine back on if there's ever an error, and that's all it is.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Just scams everywhere. So
Dude, it's like old school waste management mafia shit. Like, you should pay us for some protection. Oh, we don't need protection anymore. You should pay us to get rid of that trash.
Right? Exactly.
So that's exactly what we're avoiding. We're being transparent that our wax fluffy machine is out of order. However, everything else is very much in order.
So there's no fluffy NFTs?
No.
No whack
No.
fluffy NFTs?
Oh, but that's a spoiler there. I'm sorry.
Oh
So,
no! See, that's what happens, you know, when you connect
this
with
is what
people.
happens. It does. But it's okay. We're getting a whole bunch of spoils. So, anyways, this is assuming we mint. We then finish the minting. We then run a reveal. Our reveal is its own process. We'll get into that shortly. But let's just show you how this looks. So after you've minted, this is what you're going to see. Okay, this is after we reveal, blah blah blah. So this wallet has 421 properties. So this is kind of a whale, you know, they got maybe what, like 5% of the supply. We got it, the supply is
No, a lot more.
8,788.
But of the
So,
minted supply.
yeah, of the minted supply, that's true. You're right. In this situation,
It's like a fifth or a
1367.
quarter.
So it's like about yeah, like that much. And that actually, that's a point that Zerp brings up for a reason, because even if for this project, if it doesn't mint out, everything in this thing auto scales. Like the contract auto adjusts all of the weights of rarities, all of that. And well, here, let's show you the fun part.
How much of a mindfuck was that to figure out?
See,
It's
but
fun.
that's not my job. That's other people in the team, and they do their things well.
God bless the smart contract savants that we have, bro. Because wow, the math on that.
Oh yeah, you have no idea. So this is what this guy ends up owning, the NFTs. This is what they end up revealing, and you see he's got these Good Boy Park ones. He's got some Dex Avenues. He's got like his airdrop thing. He got a Gwei, which is like
that's awesome.
So that's actually
is that the pass go? Is that go?
So that's actually a 1 of 1.
Let me actually, I'm gonna hop in here real quick because
talk, please.
There's yeah. So this is after minting, right? So initially we mint, everything is unrevealed. Originally you don't see any of the properties.
Okay, cool. Right? So nobody knows what they have until
nobody knows what you have. Exactly. Once we stop minting, let's say it doesn't sell out and we reach the whatever our week or 2 weeks, whatever it is, or if we sell out, then we'll give a little time for people to trade on the secondary market like OpenSea while they're still unrevealed. And then at some point we go and reveal everyone's NFT. When we do that, that's when this phase will come up where you actually see what you have, and it kind of organizes the properties for you if you have a robust amount like this wallet does, which probably won't be the case for most people, obviously. But then you'll at least see what you have, and for whatever reason, I don't see why these images aren't showing, but it'll show you what you are missing from a specific grouping of a cryptopoly and what you should try to maybe hunt down.
Okay, I see what you're saying with the missing.
So
it says
what
own zero. Got it.
Yeah, so there's usually an image there that's opaque, but you know, where's
I mean, this is one of several test sites, so
yeah, he has all of Shitcoin Road. That is awesome, Shitcoin.
Yeah, okay, so you know what? That's a great point. He does have all of Shitcoin Road. He has all of privacy.
Yeah, he does have a couple cryptopolis.
We can look at the categories here if we wanted in that kind of zoom. We also have it in token.
So what are like the benefits of having all the plots?
That's a good question. So why do you want to get
the real
these?
Question.
Why do you want to get all these, right? Why do you want to get a cryptopoly? So when you get a cryptopoly, you can go down to our cryptopoly section where you can go and redeem those cryptopolies for a reward NFT and a reward in Ethereum. That Ethereum is all pulled up from whatever was accumulated during the minting process. 75% of whatever is minted will be going back to the community in rewards, whether it's redeeming through here or redeeming for a grand prize that we have, which we will go over shortly as well.
So let's do
So
a
why don't we
redeem.
do a redeem and
Which
test that?
which one do you guys
Oh, of
want?
course, Shitcoin Road.
Because we're okay.
All right.
Okay.
Also
I'm a
note
fan of
that
shitcoin.
the minting cost for this test was very, very low because Rink BF is probably almost, it might be harder
You're
to get
not
than
seeing
fucking regular
actual
F.
values of what your returns would be if that's the case. Okay, so and we can also give a sneak peek about those things too. So here we go. So right now you guys see I'm minting. We're on Rink B. I hit confirm. Well, I'm not minting. What I'm doing is, you see I submitted token ID 684, 692, and 810, right? So what's happening is these three are now being sent out and being burned. Boom. Okay. And what ends up happening is it also, as a result, will mint a corresponding reward NFT. So also what you guys are going to see here is one of the possible rewards. So this is where it is. Ta-da. So this is your
Oh,
reward
dope.
NFT for collecting the full monopoly of
So
Shitcoin Road.
it's sort of like a way to almost like gamified farming, like
Kinda.
you're
But-
you're
Yeah.
because you kind of like grew that NFT. The only way to get that art is from playing the game by redeeming.
Exactly.
So yeah, I've seen a few
There's-
people play with this like coin artist, where she has her own
Mhm.
currency and you can sort of like farm her art, and that's the only way to obtain a lot of it.
So the idea is what we created is a repeatable game, right? So like we have a very well developed smart contract that is completely like, I mean, we can't get the information on the metadata for what the actual NFTs are going to be. We find
Yeah,
out
everything is
when you guys all find out. So
Yeah,
this could be a fun way for artists in the future if they wanted to debut a collection. They
Yeah.
can do a 12-piece collection and we can do a theme of it, right? And the way people would do it would be they play this game. So in this transaction that we have, you see, you get some F. So we burn those token IDs, 684, 692, 810, straight to the burn address. And we mint token ID 1387, which is the reward NFT. But this is off by like probably 8 zeros or something.
yeah.
So-
I'd like to note that. So the token prices for this mint were like a millionth of a fucking F, right? So the prizes or the rewards that'll be paid out are obviously going to be scaled down because that's whatever is collected by the contract, right? So it scales up, it scales down, like you said. So it really, the price of the payouts are really based off A, how much does a minting cost, and B, how many mints are actually, sold. So that's what builds up that prize pool to pay out all of our all the winners.
So the mint price is going to be a 0.1 F, okay? So if that's the case for Shitcoin Road, the redeeming, like by burning these three NFTs, you get your reward NFT, but you also would get approximately a 0.7 F. So, yeah, that's well over a 2x, and that's in the contract guaranteed. So like, yeah, secondary market sales trades are going to happen. People are going to get competitive for it because there is a pool that is, that's only accessible via burns. Like there's no way for us to be able to even drain
This
that
might be one of the
contract as a
first
backend.
NFT projects
Well,
where people will probably OTC this. Like I could see a lot of like peer-to-peer, just like, yo, I'll trade you this piece for that piece. You
Yep.
may not see as
Yeah.
much secondary volume because it's gamified in such a way that listing it for sale isn't as beneficial as just reaching out to somebody who has a piece that you need because you have a piece that they need.
Exactly.
There's
So
a
this-
lot
we-
of game. Sorry.
we heavily rely on the secondary market for this, right? This is a trading game at the end of the day. You mint these properties. You're not going to be minting 400 like this dude. You're going to maybe mint a few, and maybe you get very lucky and get like a really awesome property that if you get this other pairing, then you get to redeem it for 4F or whatever possible payout is. So you go on the secondary market and the other person that has that property knows you're going to get that. So they'll be able to kind of price it accordingly. And then the way we have it work for the rarity system is like in the example of, can you go back to the Cryptopoly, scroll up to all the listings? Yeah. So In the case of Good Boy Park, where there's two, you can see we have 40 of one and two of the other. So we have to rate limit one of them to make that kind of rarity aspect. So one
Right.
of the properties for each of the groupings will be more rare than the others. There are also some like luxury tax ones that don't really pay out necessarily. They're kind of like, hey, bro,
A for
it's a game at
effort.
the end of the day.
Right.
And
A
some
for
people
effort.
win and some people lose. And that's just the way things work. But especially for our first rounders, we want to make sure we provide extra utility for them so that they are still winners even with a possible loser. So one of the things we're going to do is every one that has a first round NFT is going to get 50% rewards on all trading volume for every NFT project
On
launched
royalties.
on royalties,
On
exactly,
royalties for this project. So
and
like
every
we,
round launched after.
Oh
So
because our
shit.
plan is it's not going to be a one-time thing. We're doing we're launching it one time, yeah, right now, but we right away are preparing right now. We're looking for guest artists. We're looking for somebody who wants to work on this type of the artwork so that
round
we can
two,
do a different
other chains,
theme,
we're gonna yeah.
other chains, because like part of it is we're doing this one on Ethereum. To give you guys a crazy idea, like our smart contract is like to be as verifiable and on chain as possible. We, the team, are going to end up paying 20 to 40 ETH to reveal every single one of these NFTs on chain. So that way it is completely trustless and verifiable that we have zero information, that no one can game it. It's not possible for Mev to impact it. Can't sniff metadata and game it. Like it's as fair as it gets. So if
Unlike the other unknown game that has an
You know,
HBO documentary on it.
this makes me think that this is very franchisable. You know,
Yeah.
do you
eh,
consider that as an opportunity to see like this the smart contract itself being a franchisable smart contract?
Yeah, I mean, the idea with Ohm, remember Olympus Stout, was that they ended up their bonding system, right, became their product. It wasn't just the whole treasury they built with that bonding system, but it was being able to bond liquidity for other protocols just using their contract, right? So, I mean, some vision as well is, for other NFT projects that are art based, they can use this as a way to help, like maybe create a game for their project. So let's look here. It's let's say it completely sells out this round, right? 878 ETH is going to be what total is raised and mint at a 0.1 ETH cost, right? So we, the team, we're only taking 25%. The other 75% is all of that is being used as the rewards. This is for this is 100% that our goal is to get it back to the community. We're going to run 2 rounds, and then by the third round, our goal and our roadmap is to hopefully have this as a DAO, so that
Okay.
100% of the rewards are then going back to the community, which then gives a huge reward to the people who minted in round one, because they're collecting 50% royalties for every one of those rounds down the line. So effectively, this first round is also your DAO membership
What
for.
would a DAO look like in this environment? Like a successful DAO operating. What does that operation look like? Because a lot of people know how like their business is run, and to replace a business, you DAO it out. So I'm just like to explain to a person who may be running their own burger store, if they wanted to DAO their brick and mortar business, this is a good like a virtual petri dish experiment for how we can apply these things to real world. So like how would you see a DAO functioning for a game like this?
Definitely one way I'd say is, while we were building it ourselves, me and Meta and Mystique and a couple members of our team, we were making the big decisions on like, what should we do? Do we think they would like more rewards or less reward? Like, how do we, how did we figure it out? So just being able to open that to proposals and letting everyone, the community decide on which way we go. I think that is going to be, first off, a huge help, not only in the development aspect, but having a better direction of what will actually work in the community. So that alone, I think, would do a lot. You want to hop in here,
Yeah,
man?
yeah. So like I've said before, though, this contract we developed, like that's taken the majority of our time. This has been effectively in hard development, everyday type of work for 8 months or so, and it started about a year ago. So that smart contract was our, that was a lot of it, but also the art was too. So what we would like to do is we'd like to then, take that smart contract. It would be better on honestly an L2 because of the gas fees, and that way, because the idea is it's a trading game, right? So on cheaper chains would make more sense for people
Right.
to trade
Yeah, like
quicker. So
wax. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah,
wax would be
anything.
a idea. Like anything really, we can
Really,
basically
any
port
chain.
this,
I have
and
two
it's
questions for you
it's
guys.
ready to be ported
Any
effectively from
EVM.
now,
Yeah.
right?
I
So
want to know, have you thought about like approaching somebody like McDonald's for real and just licensing the smart contract to them?
We
Like,
haven't really. That's not
$100
something in
million.
so I mean that sounds really fun.
Yeah.
But that might be, I mean,
I mean, could
the
you
whole
spin it
idea
for
is
them,
this
you
is,
license it, and
no,
then
man, this is for the crypto community. I feel like if you
That
go
helps them
to at that
purchase
point,
it.
yeah, it helps pump their bags, but like look at like the Dolce and Gabbana boxes, like those things came out at 2F like 3 weeks ago. They just revealed and they're now half an F. So
Right.
big brands don't necessarily mean it's going to be accepted in crypto. And
No.
especially in a bear market, like, I mean, sure, like one of those companies would be like, oh, this is cool, but right now crypto's dead, so why would we bother, right? So let's leave it for the people, and I think it has more value for the actual NFT community as effectively a way of being able to launch art projects. Like if you have a collection of 10,
The
15,
artist, by the way.
the artist could do it, or like,
Who's your artist?
other chains, communities, whatever. Like, I mean, we could do a Ken Bozak, like themed one with like 10 different versions, and
Right.
we can come up with the names and all of that and play
Who
it
was
out.
the
But
who was the artist on your project, by the way?
So,
Just curious.
this
Give me
one-
a shout out.
Mystique, would you?
I would say I'm one of the artists. So I am a graphic designer. So I did most of the like asset tiles. So these pieces, the other utilities. I helped with the website design. So I kind of was like the initial creative like point of contact for the creative designs. And then we.
I love the
posted-
rug pull art, by the way.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So we pulled in another artist who's more of like an illustrator, a digital illustrator, which was also just one of our, close friends, family members. Like we said, this was kind of like a passion project initially. And so we brainstormed with them like ideas and then kind of gave them what we wanted, and then they drew it out for us. So it was a little bit collaborative. So there's there's three artists because we have the animators too. So the animators translated the property art, the NFT art, and then translated that into the animation. So we have a team, but
Oh wow.
yeah, I'm one of them.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Oh, this has really come from a place of love. It's been built from love with love, and
Well, that's
what
why I
we
can see
wanted,
why you're not
you know?
interested in trying to get into McDonald's headquarters. But that's the cool thing about a
Makes
DAO.
sense.
When this does become a DAO, if enterprises are interested in playing with it, they could join the DAO. And that's how they can get involved.
Mhm.
I-
And the DAO has to accept it, and then that
Right.
way the DAO is then making money off of.
Because then
that,
you're helping
you know?
actually make the world a better place with your contract at that point. So then it would
Yeah,
actually be good
I mean,
to like get them
This
to like
is the first contract of its kind on like I've interacted with God knows how many contracts, and God knows how much gas wasted on just trying new protocols and stuff, but there's nothing quite like this, and that in and of itself is really cool. And the fact that we made it in a way where it's accessible, like you guys understand the whole purpose, you get the game, you get the excitement behind it, you get the vibe, then this is what we've been building, and we're proud of it, we're happy with it, and we're happy
it's
to like
awesome.
drop it to the community in their time of need.
Yeah.
in their time of need.
Mhm.
Yeah, again,
When-
perfectly timed for something that's engaging, fun, and just like about playing the game. And the game itself is the game. The game isn't buy low, sell high, pass on to the next guy. It's people are gonna want to collect these and play with them. I don't see this being an opportunity for scalpers if they're not just gonna play. Like that's a lot of things where there's like PFP things just became like a scalper's opportunity, and unfortunately there wasn't much. That was the game. The game was scalping. There was nothing else to do with it, and the fact that this is a game first, I think really is going to have people more interested in playing it than scalping it.
And that's the thing. Like when we were building this, we were like, all right, people already have this idea of I want to go mint a PFP project, get it low, maybe mint the nuts, like the 101s. So you're already trying to pull that pack, but you don't even know if the project's going to succeed. You don't know anything. So there's a couple risks there. Ours is you go in, you mint. We have guaranteed rewards. So if you get a good card, you are guaranteed profit right off the bat. There is no what if the market is up or down. No, it doesn't rely on that. There's a fixed amount of ETH waiting for you on the other side of that redeem button. And that's something that we can guarantee, not everyone is going to be profitable because it's a game. And it's basically the whole market in one little game, right? You got winners, you got losers, you got everything. So
A lot of emotions packed into it.
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
Just like the NFT market.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
unstable right now. Like I'm on another show and all we do is talk about like depression, anxiety, emotions. You think
I
that
can
this is
come-
gonna help
I can
alleviate
come
some
talk
of that?
there about things there. I'm a therapist. I can come join.
Yeah, let's-
One of the things that I don't think was mentioned on here. So let's say you are able to either redeem one of each of these. You have one of everything, and you're able to redeem every single redeemable or cryptopoly, right? Not everything is redeemable. There are some, like I said, the luxury tax ones. Those aren't redeemable. The DAO assets, rug pool, and Gwei, those cards aren't redeemable. But if you redeem one of all the possible redeemable ones, and you get one of each of these reward tokens,
Oh, dope.
then you can redeem those for a extra grand prize, which is this Giga Chad reward, and a massive prize, which is about 5% of the entire prize pool. So
That's
of
a
that
PFP
75%,
I could fuck with right there. Just say.
so yeah, not only do you
He's
get
sexy.
that, and not to on top of that, you're like, oh, I redeemed all these cryptopoly cards and I got one NFT. Now how is that weighted in the DAO system? Well, you get your weight, right? So if you redeem 3 NFTs to get this one, that one is now worth 3. And it goes, so that grand prize one is probably worth, I don't know, 40, 30 DAO tokens.
That's
right?
some pretty good
And you don't
hindsight
need-
balancing, man.
Exactly. And we have some things that like aren't like our DAO treasury one, those 2
Mhm.
cards, even
I
though they're not redeemable, they have like a 3x DAO vote or
These.
something, right?
These are weighted, each one of them, as like
More
you
DAO
get
tokens.
more
and more
DAO
rewards.
tokens, which means you get higher percent royalties for
Mm.
owning those NFTs. So we tried to find a way to make it so that there is value as well for, the cards that are not winning, right? And that
That was a
that-
very hard thing, by the way.
that
And
was
it's
really
still,
hard.
that's why, when we open this to DAO, we can ask them, like, how do you guys, what do you guys think? What should we do here?
And like, we can ask the DAO, do you guys want to play a whale games version where it's 1 ETH each purchase? Like if you guys are down, we can make it like 1,000 mint for an ETH each and you guys whales can play it. We can do minnow versions where it's a 0.001 ETH.
Oh, that's cool.
Mint and like you mint we can do 100,000 mint and then like people are just trading batch.
I love the idea
like,
of the minnow version
it's-
because that would keep the whales out because it's not fun for them. Like Mark Cuban doesn't
Yeah.
make $100 bets. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that way it's like that's how we envision as well as a game for the community. You gotta like put it on the chains that other people are on. Like we just figured ETH is a good place to start because that's where the majority of the NFT community is. And
Yeah,
then
and if we want to get eyeballs for other chains, you need to start on ETH. That's just the way it works in this market. And in my
Unfortunately, you couldn't be more right.
yeah. So, I mean, we could throw it on Matic, but I don't think we'll get anyone. No one's gonna know it's there.
My whole thing with
But,
side chains on Ether, NFTs aren't NFTs when they're on side chains. They're
I
coupons
agree.
for NFTs on the side
yeah,
chain.
yeah, yeah.
I
There's
completely
no
agree.
scaling measures.
Yeah.
Like that's what they should be scaling opportunities for like businesses and things like that.
Wait, could you repeat what you said?
I think Polygon is just mainly useful for like a business to
Oh
scale.
yeah,
Not
100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
we did so much
you know.
testing on Polygon testnet.
Yeah.
We did so much, so much. It was
Yeah.
so convenient.
It's
and
actually
then-
way worse than Rinkeby, by the way. But Rinkeby is just a bitch to get Eth on there, man. All the
Yeah,
faucets
test
are
features
dried
are
up.
free.
Oh wow. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, there's some, but they just give you so little every day. And if I'm trying to go mint out a contract, yeah, I can make the token price cheap as shit, but I still do like a bunch of transactions because when you try to submit a transaction to mint 8,000 NFTs in one transaction, it's a little finicky sometimes. But
I haven't been like the world's biggest fan of Ethereum. I'm more on like Wax and things like
I know
Binance
Wax
when it
too,
comes
yeah.
to like NFTs. But I have noticed that with the S 2.0, their testnet was coming up with bad blocks. And I'm curious, like, since you were building during that time, like, have you sort of looked at like the when the blockchain does evolve to 2.0, a lot of smart contracts aren't ready for that evolution. They'll have to be rewritten and advised for that. Is this smart contract prepared for when Ethereum decides to go 2.0?
So when we were testing it on testnet, and when we have been testing it on testnet, the testnet that integrated that was not Rinkeby. We've kept to Rinkeby for a reason. I believe the testnet that had that issue was Ropsten.
Okay.
And it was like a 7-block reorganization, and that could impact us when we're doing the reveal. And that's fine for right now because we're not in that place yet, right? But we've already figured other ways of doing the reveal because, as we said, like we're gonna end up paying quite a heavy F cost on chain from our funds just to like do that, right? And that's fine. We're okay with that. But there's other ways that we could do it and make the smart contract a little bit more elegant and in a way that would probably be averse to it. Or if a 7-block or whatever 9-block reorg occurs, well, then we only have to correct for whatever issues were in there and in a way that it would backtrack. So our idea was, instead of us doing the reveal, we would have each person individually who owns, like, you bought your NFTs, you do the reveal yourself in the same way that like you did with the mutant ape file.
Okay, so it's like an unpacking. You have to actively reveal.
Yeah.
We thought that would take away from the reward for the user at the end of the day, right? You're paying the transaction fee for that redeem or the reveal and all that stuff. So at the end of the day, we were like, we need to take that cost so that you guys get more
For
rewards,
this
right?
first round specifically, so that's why that's one of those things that we're looking at, like in terms of improving the smart contract for future rounds.
Maybe
is doing
even-
that because especially if it's on another chain, then who cares about a reveal fee?
Yeah,
you're
and
right.
then adding like a pack instead of getting one tile, you get like a pack of tiles and stuff.
I like a
think that'd be
5-pack, 10-pack.
So we I don't know. We have a bunch of ideas in the air, but our heads are down on round one, and that's once we get through that, then we'll start revisiting round two. But we've been thinking about it. That's all.
Yeah, I think about it a lot when it comes to ETH 2.0 and like dApps being built on ETH now is sort of relating. In my own way, I relate it to like when an Apple phone updates and you can't play a game on your iPhone because the company who made the game didn't update the game for the updated version of iOS. So you have to wait for the company who made the game to update their game for the updated iOS, and then now you can play it again. So like when I look at ETH 2.0 coming, I know that is an inevitable outcome for some dApps that are being built on what it is today. And I'm not sure what costs will be associated for that update on like your guys' end, like projects building on it.
Yeah, I'm
mean,
not too sure on that either.
At that
Nobody
point
is.
in time,
It's
this
speculation.
at that point
F
in
is a
time,
unicorn.
Yeah. Yes.
F2 is a unicorn. We want it to be real, but we just don't know if it is. And
I've been
feel like
waiting
it's
for it
right
since
there, but I
the
can't touch
fork.
it.
So I mean,
I mean,
I've been hearing what 2017, 2018
I
was when
don't
they
even
first
know.
when they first started.
every
mentioning
year
we're
it's
doing
next
it.
year.
We're doing it.
every year it's
getting-
next year. Every year.
yeah. but if
They were like
it's
close in 2020. I remember like early 2020. And it's like, nah.
so in my head, we'll worry about F 2.0 when that shit's here, because that shit is
But
not here.
it still won't impact this current round. Round
yeah.
one, it's not impacted and doesn't matter because at that point the
Yeah.
game will be over.
There's
And
there's no impact that I
fine.
foresee until it actually does come out. And if there is any impact, we'll make adjustments according. We used Open Zeppelin heavily throughout our smart contract and try to minimize any custom code. So we're following the standards and all the main protocols that most Ethereum contracts are now built on. So if everyone goes down, we'll all go down together, I guess. Right?
So since this is this is completely smart contract dependent. I'm curious, do you have a third party smart contract auditor you could shout out for people that may want to look into who checked out the smart contract? Because being your own bank isn't the only job you're doing in crypto. You're being your own auditor as well, and not a lot of people know how to read code.
You're right. So
exactly.
we have a few people who have taken a very good look at them. I don't know if they are comfortable being revealed because, as you know, the nature of crypto being anonymous. But
yeah, we've had at least 3 that I'm aware of that have gone and kind of audited and gave their 2 cents on where not only we can improve security, which we were pretty secure off the first bat, right? Everything is tested. There is nothing is written.
Name drop. We like our lead dev. It was heavily a part of
One.
Era One. I was trying to say in another one, but he was the lead dev of Era One, and he created the whole entire blockchain security for it and for their finance aspect. So that was where we started with how we're building the smart contract was with somebody who's developed something infinitely more complex and much more moving parts. And then from there, we've spoken and had audits done from people who have created like unique NFT projects and successful. And I'm saying 1,000 ETH plus volume ones. So reason I can't name drop is because eventually we will name drop them, just not, they want it timed at a certain time near launch. And so that includes actually a really big name DAO that came and did that for us. And that's going to be a really cool partnership that we're going to have. Is I'll give you some hints. It's a historical based NFT DAO. So I mean, we're building this for the community. We want people who are going to actually want to come and trade this in the peer-to-peer way that we talked about earlier. Like we want that, like when we launch, we want the Discord to be active enough where people are hunting for things. And it's a market where there isn't as many scalpers is probably good for genuine interaction and gameplay.
Nice. Oh man, dude, this is I love that it says now hiring, by the way. Are you actually hiring on the team?
I mean, depends on for what we need. Depends on for what. We definitely need some community type things. We need some marketing.
Are you looking for like Discord mods, stuff like that?
Yeah, we'll take those,
just reach out to us on our Twitter, shoot a DM, and we'll definitely be in touch.
Just jump into Discord and at the staff.
Hit that like and subscribe.
Cashiers, hit the like and subscribe. Please read the FAQ. I wrote that and I felt very proud of the little mini jokes I did in there. But wait, when we were talking this one, because Ken had mentioned something about RNGs.
We actually have no control over which asset tiles you mint. We swear, but don't take our word for it. Instead, take RNG's. I love that. Properly fair and verifiable word for it. Yeah, that RNG's is. We only have that in crypto. I swear, every other game's RNG is out to get you. There is not one that is in your favor. I think the most notorious was like the NBA 2K something in their video games. People found out were like heavily weighted to screw people over, and it was just a video game. Like they're not even a secondary. Like, why are you doing that to your community members?
evil.
Yeah.
It must have been EA
Unnecessary.
games. It must have been EA games. It's gotta be.
I'm starting to get that feeling with Apex Legends. I haven't gotten any heirloom shards in like 2 years. I don't even. I can't understand the odds.
Oh no.
They put a black mark
no.
on your account for
They
that.
say
yeah.
it's 0.2%. 0.2%. That's 0.2% still shows up within a year.
You've
Yeah,
been playing
like
for
my odds.
2 years.
Like my
Yeah, I
odds
know.
there.
I'm pretty sure you should have hit it by now. I feel like you've hit NFTs with those kinds of mints, like percent wise. So yeah, why shouldn't
exactly?
it should happen? It should happen.
I feel like that's
Like,
a great
that's-
bumper sticker. RNGesus. Just like. Anyway, guys, I guess we can wrap things up here. Is there anything that we wanted to make sure we touched on that we may have kind of accidentally, like, skimmed over or didn't get a chance to talk about?
No idea. Let's see here. Anything? Slurp, Mystique.
I think we kind of touched everything. If you have any questions, please just comment on our Twitter, reach out to us in Discord, whatever. Someone will chime in. We'll definitely answer any unknown questions. I think we covered everything. Really want to say appreciate you taking us on here, and give this show a like and subscribe. Super awesome, Kenn, Bozak, and
Thank
Nathan, Corey. Awesome, thank you guys.
Yeah, shout out to Sean Hebert in the chat for the $4.20 super chat, $4.20 in Canadian dollars. He said, "I like turtles. I like turtles."
Oh, what a legend! What a legend!
I can't help but see that kid's face.
Instant.
Yeah.
Thanks. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Chili B, thanks for being here. Much appreciated. Tech Itch, how you doing? Crypto Quarter Crawler, how you doing? Mike Salvi, shout out to Haha for Hire, the crazy crypto guy D&B. Thanks again for the super chat, everybody. If you could do me a favor, don't forget, if you're watching this on Twitter, just hit a retweet for me. If you're watching it on YouTube, share that on social media. If you're watching this while we're live on Facebook, delete Facebook. And as always, have a day.
Have a day. Love you.
Have a day.
Thanks. Have a good
Guys.
day.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Kenn Bozak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get your Kenn Bozak.